Hi.
All right, thank you for your patience. We did have some technical difficulties, but we're fine.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining us. I'm Kerwin. This is Keith. We're Father Son Galaxy. If you're new to the channel, thank you for joining and watching and listening. We would like if you could subscribe to the channel, if you like what you see or hear.
Race to 1,000.
That's right. All right, we're on the race to 1,000 subscribers. All right, so it is the Gungi show, right? Yeah, yes. We're here to talk about Gungi. So we're talking about...
Of course we are. Because Gungi, he has been out of Star Wars for a good long while.
Well, that's a good point, right?
The first episode was 2013 or so, when his Clone Wars episode debuted. And now it is 2023.
Okay, yeah, we're going to talk...
Oh my gosh, it's been like a decade. Gee.
It can't be that long, could it? I guess it can. All right.
Yeah, but what's it, season 5, 2013?
Well,
the show originally ended in 2014 before the 7th season.
All right, well, let's get started. Let's talk about it. All right, so we're here to talk about The Bad Batch, season 2, episode 6, called Tribe. Yes, okay. All right, so we were talking about Gungi, right? So before we get into what happened in this episode, I think we should talk about who Gungi is. All right. So Gungi, did you want to talk about Gungi? All right.
So Gungi is a Wookiee from the planet, let me guess, Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk. Yes. Right. Gungi. His first appearance was in the Clone Wars. It was season 5, episode 6, called The Gathering. This was an episode where Gungi, he is a male Wookiee. He is a youngling wanting to become a Jedi. And in this episode, he and other younglings were following Ahsoka Tano, all right?
And Yoda.
Right, and Yoda to this crystal cave, right? In Ilum, to pick out a kyber crystal, all right, that they would use to create their own lightsaber. Okay? Mm-hmm. So that was the Gungi episode. And the Gungis, the younglings were later captured by these pirates, right? Because they were looking to steal the kyber crystal, and just sell it for credits.
The highest bidder.
Right, exactly. All right, so that's a little bit about Gungi. But not only are we going to talk about this Wookiee, we want to talk about Wookiees, the species, right? People. And the Trandoshans. Okay, so they are highly they're featured.
They're not friends.
They're not featured in this episode. So I was wondering, where did this feud come from? How did it begin? I was researching. I really couldn't find exactly what started this feud between the Trandoshans.
Chewbacca rip off a Trandoshan's arms and
well, yeah, but I think it goes back even further than that. I mean, but
that was the first Star Wars.
Yeah, but I was just trying to see if there was some, historical information as to why the two don't get along. So what I know is that these two groups of species, the Trandoshans and the Wookiees, their planets are in the same solar system, so they're very close to each other. So the Wookiees are from Kashyyyk, and the Trandoshans are from Trandosha, the planet. Let's talk about the Wookiees first, because we know the Wookiees are, they were very loyal to the Republic, right?
Sure were.
Yes, they were. They were very loyal.
Remember, episode 3, they fought alongside Yoda during the Battle of Kashyyyk.
Exactly, right. When their planet was invaded by the battle droids. Yeah, so they were always,
and the clones as well.
They're peaceful, loyal people, right? They want peace in the galaxy like anybody else, but they are fierce warriors.
Sure.
And they took a side. They decided that they were going to side with the Galactic Republic and the Jedi.
Once you see a Wookiee in battle and they're not on your side, just run.
Right.
You've already lost.
Exactly, right. So, and that's the way it's been, right? So like you said, right up until the Clone Wars and throughout the Clone Wars, that memorable Attack of the Clones scene where Yoda is on the planet Kashyyyk and he's battling the droids, and then that's exactly when Order 66 was executed. Precisely. But Yoda was saved by Chewbacca and Tarful, I think is the other Wookiee's name, and was able to get Yoda off the planet and safely away from Kashyyyk, and he went into hiding. We know that story. But yes, so again, the Wookiees are very loyal to the Galactic Republic. Trandoshans, on the other hand, we don't know. Well, at first, we don't know if they had any loyalty to any government. But we do know that most of them, they make a living being either hunters or slavers. Okay.
Literally every Trandoshan is a bounty hunter.
Right. Well, yeah. Most of them, right?
We talk about stereotyping.
Right. Yeah, we can't,
but the
group them all.
Trandoshans, all of them are bounty hunters.
Yeah, we can't group them all into one category, but majority of them are. So, what is it about the Trandoshans that they don't like about the Wookiees, right? Is it because they're jealous of their kind, of the Wookiees? Because
Wookiees are just superior in every way.
Well, right.
Even if a Trandoshan had a blaster, the Wookiee would still win.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe the Trandoshans think that they are the superior, race of people or race of species, right? So they wanted to somehow dominate, this group of people. So going back and talking about the planet Kashyyyk, not only are there fierce warriors, but they love their planet, and they take care of their planet. So it's like a foresty seaside place where
it's a forest.
They're living on the shore, and they have trees where their cities are located. These strong trees that hold up their the place of where they live. So they really take care of their environment and agriculture. I don't know. Maybe the Trandoshans were jealous of that. I don't know. I've never seen.
Yeah, but also they're from two different planets.
That's right.
So they why are they having a feud?
Well,
why are they fighting each other if they're literally... See, if they were both from Kashyyyk or if they were both from Trandosha, that would be different.
Right. Could be because of property or territory they're trying to cover. They're saying, well, this is my territory, this is yours. They draw a line down the middle. I don't know. But do we really need to have an answer anyway in regards to, do they have to have a good reason why they don't like each other or they don't get along? Maybe we don't.
They kind of do, because if you're just going to literally decide, if you just wake up one day, you're like, oh, you know what? I don't like Wookiees anymore. Let me go burn their forest. What? What? You have to travel off your planet to do that.
Yeah, well, that's true.
What? What?
Okay. Well, like I said, people people have their own reasons for disliking other people, and it may not be a valid reason. So my point is that it doesn't have to be anything that's significant. It's just maybe because they just look different. Wookiees look like they do, and Trandoshans look, the way they do, and it just so happens that, they just don't like the way they look. Who knows? All right, so let's look at our Q&A. Let's see who's
Alex,
here.
Q plus, do you have a favorite Wookiee?
Well,
Chewie.
Yeah, it has to be Chewie. I mean,
sometimes the basic is the best.
Well, right, because we've known Chewie for so long. I mean,
we've known this man for 46 years now.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, hello, Alex. Thank you for joining us once again. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so it'll be Chewie for me, Chewbacca.
Next question. Perhaps the Trandoshans that attack was just an opportunist faction that wanted to benefit from working with the Empire?
Yes, right. And we were going to get to that. Very good, Alex. Now,
that actually does make sense.
Well, that's interesting that you brought that up, Alex, because when the Jedi, Order 66 was executed and the Jedi were, literally demolished or destroyed, the Galactic Empire took over Kashyyyk, right, the planet. And who better to have as an ally to go up against the Wookiees but the Trandoshans, right?
See, of course they decided the best consultation would be Trandoshans.
Right. Right. Absolutely. So it just made sense. And now the Trandoshans, their loyalty, I would guess, is with the Empire, and they just cause terror, especially with Wookiees, wherever they go. So that brings us. Well, let me just say one more thing before we talk about the episode. But I wanted to. There wasn't a storyline that took place between Trandoshans and the Wookiees. It was a Clone Wars episode. It was season 3, episode 22, called the Wookiee Hunt. And in this storyline, Ahsoka was captured by a Trandoshan hunters, right? She was on a planet Felucia with Anakin, and there was a battle going on, trade route dispute. So she was captured by the Trandoshans and then taken to this island where they drop off their prisoners, the Trandoshans. They drop them off, and then they start hunting them down just for sport. And what they did was they took...
Kind of cruel.
Yeah, exactly. Quite a few people from, quite
a few
Jedi
Padawans.
Yes, exactly. Quite a few Padawans, and for some reason just had it out for them, and some of them.
Go shoot some moisture vaporators and some trees.
Yeah, right.
Like, don't just go capture children.
Yes, right.
And just think, time for some target practice.
Right. So this is all taking place during the Clone Wars, right? So again, once the Clone Wars ended and the Empire took over pretty much everything, they occupied Kashyyyk, and the Trandoshans just walked right in and decided to just do what they want with the planet. Okay, so now that brings us to present day.
By the way, Trandoshans in the Kashyyyk system. So just thinking, maybe it's because it's called the Kashyyyk system. Even though the Trandoshans are in it, they're like, well, there should be our system, and maybe that's why they fight.
We don't know. I still, it's
I don't know. It's like the age-old mystery.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into it some more. Yeah, but it's a very good. It's I'm intrigued about their feud and as to why it's happening, when did it happen. But we'll bring it up in a future episode. But let's go back to the Q&A and just see who's here today. All right.
Ooh, look at this.
Yeah, who do we have? Okay. All right, I can't see it, so you're going to have to read it too. Yeah.
Lisa Washington.
Oh, Lisa. Hello, Lisa.
Hello. Tech accidents happen. Glad to see you in air.
All right, thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Glad we could come.
Thank you so much. All right. Okay. All right.
Comment?
Yes, hello.
Oh, Blacklight.
Thank you.
Guys again.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Last episode, you were dropping knowledge.
Yes, thank you for returning.
So glad to have you back.
This is pretty cool. Thank you so much. All right. So
glad to see some of my predictions from last week came true. How are you guys? We are great.
We are absolutely great, right? Yes, we knew that Gungi was coming, right? Because we saw him in the trailer, and Tribe. We put Tribe and Gungi together, so this was the episode. All right, so let's get into the episode. Let's talk about what happened.
All right, let's finally begin the episode.
Yes.
This is.
But I thought the backstory was important to know, but yeah, all right, let's get into it.
So, present day. So looking at the trailer, we already knew Gungi was going to be there as we saw him with the lightsaber. So it was only a matter of time. And when I begun the episode, the Bats are doing this deal with these droids, right?
Yeah,
they're
it looks like
trading
they're
something.
selling chain codes.
And as soon as I saw those droids, I'm like, yeah, I know this. I know it. Because when I saw the trailer, I saw those exact same droids. So I put 2 and 2 together, and I'm like, here we go. Gungi's here.
There you go. Right.
And he was. And I'm like, woohoo!
Now, up to this point, we didn't know whether Gungi did survive Order 66, right? We had no idea until
we
now.
We assumed so.
Okay.
I assumed so.
Okay.
But you're right. It was never confirmed whether he survived, and now we know he did. Okay. And I think I know how. Because he was probably imprisoned by those droids. Because if you think about it, this is like a year or 2 after the Order 66.
True.
So possibly he's just been there the entire time, and no one came to rescue him, which is sad now that I think about it. But it helped him survive.
Yeah, being tortured.
Fortune brings misfortune, and misfortune brings fortune.
There you go.
You know what they say.
Yeah, right. And who, of course, finds Gungi is Omega. Yeah, she's very curious, and I guess she heard a noise while she was waiting for her.
And the subtitles were like Wookiee growling, and I'm like, okay, that gave it away.
Right, exactly. So she was able to actually save Gungi, and the Batch came in, and
then the Bad Batch just kind of saved them, Because Omega and Gungi got caught by those droids. Not captured, but caught. And then the Bad Batch was like, time to go and destroy them.
Right. Okay. So they're able to get out, right? They took off from wherever they were and got into the Marauder and took off. And I remember Hunter claiming that his
Wook is a little
rusty. All right.
Wook, yeah.
Yes, but he was able to find out that, of course, Gungi wanted to go back home to Kashyyyk, and that's exactly what they did. They took him back to his home planet, and what did we find there? Trandoshans, all right? And the guy in particular, I guess he's the leader, and he's got this flamethrower. We were just talking about how beautiful
trailer shot, remember?
Yeah, we're just talking about how beautiful this planet is, with the green and the trees and the forest, and then here you have this.
And then he's like, "Okay, time to burn it down."
Burning it all down, absolutely. It's just I just couldn't believe it.
See, that man needs to be arrested.
Yes, well,
that is evil. That is a war crime.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The Wookiees will find you.
Right. So Gungi, of course, with the help of, he asked the Bad Batch to help them out, defeat the Trandoshans, and they went and talked to the heads of the tribe, and, they got used to the customs. They were sitting down and having a feast. But, when it was time to
and they met some of the fellow Wookiees.
Yes, exactly.
Some of the elders as well.
Yes, the elders, right. And they learned about the planet. They learned about how important the trees are. They saw...
They were sacred trees.
Sacred trees, right. We saw Gungi, actually laying his hands, and, he's like, his eyes are closed, and like he's communicating with the trees.
He's meditating.
Meditating,
with the trees.
Yeah. So
those trees, it's not just scenery to them. Those are sacred. Like, that is their culture, and these Trandoshans just decided, yep, time to burn it.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, of course, the Bad Batch, saves the day along with Gungi and the other members of the Wookiee tribe.
Like they always do.
Yes, they always do.
See, when it comes to treasure hunting, they're terrible. But when it comes to saving people, they always do the job.
Yeah, that's a part of what.
Don't hire them to go recover stolen loot. It will drop off a cliff or something.
Yeah, right.
Explode.
Exactly. So, is there anything else you want to talk about with this episode? So, did we write down the name of that leader? The Trandoshan leader.
Also, remember the spiders that kind of web him up?
Yeah, right, okay.
What were those?
Well, I was going to ask you, have we seen these creatures before?
I think we have. Like, remember those creatures from Rebels? I don't remember which season it was, but the creepy looking spider things. I think it was the same species.
All right, we'll have to go back.
Wasn't that season 1 or season 2?
Could be. All right.
Oh yeah, the leader was Venomore.
Venomore, right? Okay, exactly, Venomore. So he got his
type of name is Venomore.
Right. Well, whatever his name is, he got what he deserved, and he was taken out, strung up.
Those spiders
by these spiders.
Scaly, tasty.
And then they're able to save the planet. Now, of course, a lot of the agriculture, the forest is destroyed.
Sadly,
but sadly, but I'm sure the like the Wookiees are resilient. They're going to rebuild their home planet, and I don't know. Do you think we'll see any more of Gungi?
I think we will.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe not in the Bad Batch, but sometime soon.
Okay. Yeah. Well, at least we know that he survived. He's doing well. He's back home where he belongs.
See, Gungi is with his people right now.
Exactly.
And that's what I was worried about.
Right. Yeah.
Here I was thinking, oh no, Gungi, he might not make it home in time, or he might come home to find that everything's been destroyed already. But luckily, the batch got him there just before the Trandoshans started burning the forest.
Right.
Because imagine if they had gotten there a day later, the entire forest would have been burned, and Gungi would have returned home to ruins. So if you think about it, the Bats were really crucial there because the Wookiees, while they are strong, there were like 3 of them. They couldn't fight off all those Trandoshans with blasters and flamethrowers.
Right. Yeah, they had machines. They had these tank-like vehicles, and they're going around and moving around the area. And again, with the guy with the flamethrower, I mean, it was just ridiculous.
Venomore.
Yes. Him. Yeah. It was ridiculous.
Again, that is a 2-piece right there for those spiders.
Okay.
One,
Just
two.
one final thing I want to talk about Gungi. I wonder how, we know how it works when younglings, from a very young age are brought in by the Jedi Council,
Like when they're infants, they're brought
to
in,
train
which
to be a Jedi.
kind of feels like kidnapping because I'm like, I want to have a normal life, not be raised by some weird people who tell me not to be attached to my family when they're my family. Like, the Jedi are kind of messed up.
Well, okay,
in the Republic
you're going
era-
off topic. Okay.
In the Republic era,
Yeah.
like, no one was good. See, in the other eras, I brought this up before. Empire, bad. Rebellion, good. Resistance, good. First Order, bad. But nobody was good in the Republic era, and that's kind of the good part of it, because it's like a 6-hour drama when you watch them all together.
So, are you including the Jedi as not being good? You're saying they're
The
not.
Republic, though, the Jedi are part of the Republic.
Well, true.
And firstly, the Jedi are like, have no attachments, and don't be attached to your family. That's what drove Anakin mad and made him turn to the dark side, because he only sought relief from the dark side because he wasn't getting it from the Jedi. Like, he wanted to see his mother. He wanted to be with Padme. And the Jedi were like, no attachments.
Yeah.
And Anakin thought, well, if I go to the dark side, maybe I can save all of this. Like, I can be happy.
Yeah.
But
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
just think about it. The biggest what if in Star Wars. What if the Jedi cared?
Interesting. We could go on talking about this story. I know we've talked about it before about Anakin's,
Go check out those episodes, part 1 and 2.
right? Yeah, the history of Anakin Skywalker, and I guess it depends on what you think. Anakin, was he at fault 100%, or did was the Jedi not there for him? Did they let him down? Did the Emperor or Palpatine have more to offer Anakin?
Think about it.
Probably.
Palpatine told Anakin,
Yeah.
you can save Padme if you turn to the dark side.
That's true. Well,
And that's all he needed.
Yeah, but
because the Jedi
that was
weren't
a
giving
lie.
him any
Yeah.
approval.
Yeah.
That was the only thing he needed to hear before he was willing to do anything.
yeah. Well,
You'd do anything for love, apparently.
that's true. Sometimes you do. Yeah. But the reason why I want to get back to Gungi, the reason why I brought this up was
Yeah, I went on a tangent there.
well, right. From what I gather by meeting Gungi the first time in that episode, The Gathering, and watching other episodes, he seemed to me to be very happy and very excited to become a Jedi, or learning to become a Jedi, right? And then that dream of his got taken away. So, so I wonder how he's feeling emotionally.
He seems a little distraught throughout this episode.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, Gungi seems to have lost his happiness.
Well, yeah, I
He
can
was still
imagine.
kind of happy, but, like,
Yeah.
not as bubbly as he was before.
Right. And now that at this point, well, there are Jedi, but they're in hiding. So what does he do with these skills and abilities? I mean, who is he going to learn? How to become a Jedi if
Maybe
he wants
becomes
to
one
continue.
of Luke's Padawans later on.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Because Wookiees age differently than humans, so maybe he can become one of those Padawans that escapes.
Yeah. So the question I have
the temple before Kylo destroys it.
Yeah. So the question, I'm just going to throw it out there, is, what do you think Gungi's frame of mind is? Is he disappointed not being a Jedi, or do you think he? And the other thing too, I just thought about this. Like you said, Jedi are not able to have relationships, right? If I'm not saying that Order 66 was a good thing, but if Order 66 did not take place, he would still be away from his people, right, and still learning to be a Jedi. But now that
he got to go home.
Right, but now that Order 66 did happen, he went back home to his people. So is there like a silver lining?
Like I said, fortune brings misfortune, and misfortune brings fortune.
So that's my
All right.
question out there.
Q&A.
Just want to know if you think, with Gungi feels like he's in a better position or in a better place now that he's back with his family, or do you think he misses learning to become a Jedi? Okay.
Q&A.
Yes.
Glad the spider-like creatures got the guy with the flamethrower.
That's right. I was not very, that's why don't want to mention the guy's name, but he was just very, very
Here
mean.
I am. I'm like, whoa!
I bet Smokey the Bear hates this guy. Yes, he does.
Smokey be like, children
yeah.
never do this.
Yeah,
So
it's just...
Excuse me, I have to get the fire extinguisher and knock this guy out.
Yeah. He's no different than an arsonist, somebody who intentionally...
It's arson. He's destroying their home.
Sure, yeah.
That's a jailable offense.
It'd be cool to see the other Padawans from the Clone Wars arc return, right? Hoping they survive the Purge. How about that? That's a good point. We don't know.
Maybe a spin-off show.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe we'll see some of them in Skeleton Crew, because that's this year. Maybe we'll get to spot one or two of those Padawans in the crew.
Very interesting. Although the Skeleton Crew has taken place.
I know, but still.
Okay, all right. Well, they could.
Some of them, some of their species don't age.
I see what you're saying. Okay, right.
Meaning
So
they'd still technically be considered children in their culture.
Yeah, although the story's taking place 10, 15 years, or maybe more than that, right? 20 years in the future, they wouldn't age. Oh, well, we don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. It's fine, Keith. Just asking a question. All right. Any more Q&A? All right, Keith. Okay, so anything else we want to talk about with episode 6?
Nope, that's it.
That's it. Okay. All right, so next week we are aware, well, we know because we have the schedule, there's going to be a 2-part episode next week,
The
right?
Clone Conspiracy and Truth or Consequences.
Yeah,
So we'll be reviewing both, of course.
Absolutely.
Which means double the notes, double the theories, and double the fun.
That's right, double the fun. It seems like every time they drop a 2-part episode, it's going to be intriguing.
It's usually lit.
It might be a game changer, so we don't know. We're Clone Conspiracy. That title
the Clone Conspiracy
intrigues me. Yes.
Catches my eye because I'm trying to theorize here.
Right.
Like what? Will we see Cody again or something? Like maybe Cody reconciling with Rex.
Yeah. Now I've been talking for weeks now about one day the clones are going to get so angry they're going to rise up and
they're
fight.
going to go boom.
They're going to fight the Empire. I think that's where we're heading. I don't know, but Clone Conspiracy.
But the thing is, the Empire kind of turns a blind eye to that because in their eyes, those clones are expendable resources, not people, but just machines and resources. So it's like they don't care, and like you said, it's like trying to capture lightning in a bottle. It's just gonna burst out. Like people's enthusiasm about this project is just going to fizzle out until they can't take it anymore, and then rebel.
Got it. Right. Okay. Want to do some more Q&A?
All right, Blacklight. I think we'll get a bit more about the Clone Rebellion next week.
Yeah.
If not the finale.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think so. I think it's coming. Conspiracy. The word conspiracy.
You know what I really want though?
Yeah. Go ahead.
What I really want to see is like somewhere in the middle, or maybe even in the finale of the show, to have the batch just like join this clone uprising. Because remember Hauser?
Yes.
Remember how he stood up for the clones?
That's true.
I really want to see that again because I'm like, we just have to see this. We have to see when the clones are going to go next. And more importantly, what lengths they're willing to go to. Because these clone troopers, they are trained in battle and they will win in a fight.
Exactly. That's very good. Very good. Yeah. I was just thinking about the word conspiracy. It just sounds very spy-like, intriguing. So we don't. Yeah. So right. So we don't know what's gonna. It's gonna be like Cloak and Dagger. You don't know who you're gonna trust.
What's Cloak and Dagger? Oh, that show.
Well, right. I mean, people in the shadows. Coming out of the shadows. You think they're one way and then they're a different way, or they're
live.
I don't know. So we'll find out.
I lied.
No need to speculate too much. So next Wednesday, so we will be here to review episodes and talk about episodes 7 and 8. Can't wait for that.
All right,
Q&A.
Alex, great points, Kurt and Keith. The Empire sees clones as expendable and as numbers. It's dehumanizing, and I can see the clones fight back against the Empire.
Yes.
Rampart. Let's talk about Rampart for
Sure.
a moment. Because he doesn't address the clones by their call signs.
Nope.
He doesn't call Cody. He calls him CT2224.
True.
And he calls Crosshair CT something. I don't know.
I don't remember. Yeah.
I memorized Cody's because I like him better.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, we already know that. Yeah, Rampart could care less about these clones. So
Rampart's just like, listen, go out here and fight for us. I don't care what happens to you. Just fight.
All right.
Dehumanizing.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I think that's all for this episode.
Well, yeah. Just a quick notes. We dropped an episode recently regarding Sana Staros, the 5 things to know about Sana.
Because her comic run is dropping this month.
Yeah,
First issue's out.
Yeah, it may have dropped today. I'm not sure. I need to go back and check that out. But I'm looking forward to getting a copy of it and reading it and taking notes, and then maybe we'll talk about it a little bit more. It's a 5-issue series, so check out that episode.
And one more thing.
Yep.
Wakanda Forever is finally on Disney Plus.
That
true. Was today.
Yeah, that dropped today. All right, and then we're also celebrating Return of the Jedi this year because of the 40th anniversary. So we'll have a couple of things happening up in the near future. I mentioned that the story about me and my buddies, my 2 other friends of mine who went to see Return of the Jedi 40 years ago.
Another episode.
Right. So we reunite. I was able to get my buddies back. And,
well, it's not like you lost touch.
Well, that's true. We didn't lose touch, right? Yeah.
We made sure of that.
Yeah, but we've kept in communication with each other for all these years. But it was
I'm
nice.
glad you did.
I was able to. We were able to get my 2 friends, Chris and Craig, to talk about our experience and talk about that day when we went to see Return of the Jedi, but not just talk about Star Wars, but just other things. I thought it was a very cool episode.
Just life.
Yeah, so just look out for that. We'll let you know when that's available. And then, of course, we'll continue to do our, character studies and...
we'll always have more content for you.
Yes, exactly. So
whenever we haven't posted in a while, there's definitely more coming soon.
So please continue to follow us. I'll let you go through the, where they can find us. But please like this video. All right, subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe, please.
Right, that's right. If you're new to the channel,
like even if let me rephrase this. Let me start over.
Mm-hmm.
Like, subscribing really helps us out because we are on a race to 1,000.
That's right.
So that I can get a Captain Rex helmet.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. But honestly,
yes, right.
all of you guys subscribing right now would really help us.
Yeah.
In fact, we gained a subscriber 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, we are very happy with the subscribers that we have. We just thank you for subscribing.
And let's shoot for 10 likes on this video.
Right. There are many other channels out there, but we would love if you could continue. We want to continue to grow our channel because we have so many ideas and so many things we want to do. But it's going to, it's going to mean, getting more views on our channel, people getting to know who we are, more subscribers, equals more viewers. So thank you so much. Keith, where can people find us?
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, Amazon Music, Audible, Good Pod, Google Podcasts, Overcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. Socials, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at FatherSonGalaxy. Website, FatherSonGalaxy.com. Our merch store is FatherSonGalaxy.myspreadshop.com. So please check that out as well. Check out our Spreaker page too.
All right, wonderful. And again, if you listen to us on any of your streaming platforms, leave a review, leave a comment. We love reading those, having those. That also helps us to, get our name out there, get us circulated. People get to see, hear more about us, hear our episodes. So that's what we're shooting for, okay? Mm-hmm. So thank you once again for this
And check
review.
out our community posts for weekly updates.
Yep. So thank you. So before we sign off, any more Q&A?
Nope, that's all.
Okay, so thank you once again for tuning in. We can't wait for next week, the 2-part episode. But this is our review of episode 6, Tribe. Thank you, and until next time, take care, and we will see you again.